This is the best cheat planner I have ever had, and I have purchased many a cheat planner, probably too many, but this is the one. If you're still looking for a 2025 planner, I cannot wait to tell you all about this one. Hello there, welcome back. It has been a very long time. I don't think we made a single video in 2024. Maybe we stopped in 2023, but we started, I keep saying we, this is a joint venture between my husband and I. Started the YouTube channel in 2020 during the pandemic, and we missed it so much. And there have been so many good planner moments, I guess. I don't know if that's really a thing, but I am using a planner constantly. I feel like I go through phases in my life where I'm using a planner and then I'm not using a planner, or, you know, I'm a teacher and I'm taking my planner with me, but then I have a work from home job and it's here. So like the size of my planner need changes, and just like my different career, different phases of life. I've had a planner pretty much my whole life, right? Like since the 6th grade. So very excited to be back, talk about different planners, moleskin notebooks, journals, all of the paper products that your heart could ever desire. I don't know, I love paper products, and even though a lot of my organization is digital nowadays, I still just, you know, love paper organization. So I hadn't been using Planner for a little bit, and then a few months ago, I found myself totally overwhelmed and stressed because I had like 30 Post-its on my desk of different action items that I need to take care of in my personal life, work, doctor's appointments, things that I needed to do. And I was like, you need a planner. You need a planner. So we'll get into this in some other videos about when I'm using planners for organization and to-do versus when I'm using it for scheduling and calendars. But today, I want to tell you about my absolute favorite cheap planner in the world. This is the Eccolo planner. So I hope I'm saying that right, Eccolo. You can get it online, and it is like, right now, if you're still looking for one for 2025, it's like 13 bucks or 15 bucks. It's super cheap, and it is my absolute favorite. So many cover options, so let's get right into it. Okay, apologies for me being on my phone here, but I want to look at some different cover options. So this one right here is still available. I'm on the Eccolo website right now, and all of the planners were around $23. They're on sale 40% off with free shipping. So right now they're about 13. So this one is still available. There's also this super cute floral one that I really like. You know, I love a good floral. I almost never have a non-floral planner. I mean, this is still kind of floral. I love that it's got this sort of like rose gold shimmer, so I like that. But if you want something more neutral, they have this brown one as well. If you're into butterflies, they have that. I also really like the botanical. So I really love the botanical. Now, you might remember several years ago, I made the quotes I liked on a planner versus quotes I didn't. The bloom where you're planted. I still don't like that one, but if that is something that speaks to you, they do have a planner cover like that. There's one that's one day at a time. This black and white flower blossom one is gorgeous. I would definitely pick that. So lots of different options there, lots of good choices. All right, so let's talk about the size of this planner. It is an 8x10, which is definitely my favorite size of a planner. I like how thin it is, right? Like this is something that you could definitely put in a backpack, a purse, a laptop bag, and it's big enough to write in. The A5 size, which are like much smaller, I just can't get everything I need in there. So I prefer this. I can definitely use a 7x9 as well. An 8.5x11 is usually too big for me. It's just, it feels cumbersome, and so this is a great size. So you open it up here, and you know, I like this as this is really nice quality paper. It's thick, and I like this because you can put quotes that you like, notes, reminders, happy moments. Like I like to use this. Stickers, I don't like to leave this blank. So it's still early in the year. I haven't done much with this, but I love this opening page. The other thing that I like is that you've got this, right? You got a little string. This is not a tabbed planner. That may be a deal breaker for you, but I don't mind it at all. So if you're looking for where you are in your week or your month, you can just use this little bookmark. So when you open it up, the first page allows you to write your name on it. Just a pretty simple 2025 planner. And then when you flip the page, you've got the 2025 and 2026 calendars, which I absolutely love, because if people are getting married, you're traveling, you need to remember dates for this year, like 10 months from now, you know, 18 months from now, there's stuff happening in 2026. It's nice sometimes you can just highlight it or write a little circle the dates, and you can write down what's going on. So I really love having the 2025 and 2026 at a glance calendars. All right, so moving right along, we have the monthly layout. So a lot of times I have found, I'm just looking at all the months right up here up front. A lot of the months go month, and then 4 weeks, month, and then 4 weeks. And sometimes they're tabbed, sometimes they're not, but this is everything at the beginning. I really like that, because if you are looking at this for the calendar and then your weekly pages for your to-dos, I like that it's all together. So you get a Sunday to Saturday calendar. I like that the boxes are big enough to write in. I like that they are not lined, so you have plenty of space. And then you have notes and to-dos. So I like this for your monthly to-dos. Maybe this is something that you do recurring, like you try to clean a certain spot of your house once a month. Or maybe that's something you do quarterly, and so you add it each quarter. So you add it in March, June, I don't know, whatever it's next, September, December, did I get that right? So I like that you can put your monthly to-dos there, and it's something that you can just schedule at the beginning of the year. You can add notes, things you don't want to forget. So I really love that. All right, now let's take a look at the weekly. This is my favorite weekly layout in the history of planners because I feel like this is relatively new. Like this type of planner did not exist maybe 10 years ago, but like 20 years ago, I just felt like you had days of the week and that's it. So I like here that you have Monday to Sunday on one side so that if there is anything that you need to get done that has to happen on a specific day, you can put it there. And then on the other side, you have space for notes, your weekly to-dos. There is a habit tracker in some of these. Some of them have the habit tracker and some of them I think have an empty box. And then a spot for I'm grateful for and top achievements. And then you get the month that you're in and the following month at the bottom. So there is so much that you can do here, right? I love the notes section. If you want to jot something down, something that you don't want to forget, but it's not necessarily an action item, something that you need to do, you can put that right there. I love that there are a million to-do lines. It's not like, oh, you got 5 to-do spots. You're going to have more than that each week. So I love that. If you're a habit tracker person, it's nice to have a mini one built in. And I like that there are only 3 lines. I don't really think it's realistic to be tracking more than 3 or 4 or 5, maybe at most things anyway. So that is perfect. And I like the little gratitude. So there's plenty of space to write in the weekly spot. Saturday and Sunday do share a block, right? So that is my only complaint about the layout because sometimes it's nice, especially if you work a non-Monday to Friday schedule, it's nice to have equal space on Saturday and Sunday, but that's not a deal breaker for me. So lots and lots of space, just like I said, 8 by 10, lots of room to write what you need. And then the back you go and there are some note pages. So it's nice to have a spot to put any goals or miscellaneous if you're going to a meeting and you want to write something down, if you're traveling, there's not a ton there. I think that there are maybe like 10 pages. Hold on, let's see here. Okay. So I just counted, sorry, that was clumsy. There are like 11 pages. So there's not a ton of space. So some planners have a lot more, 20, 30 pages in the back. So if that, again, is something that's a deal breaker for you, I wouldn't recommend this planner, but I don't think a lot of people really need a lot of notes pages. And then the back here, same thing. It's got that nice open space. And that is the planner. It's pretty simple. There are not a ton of extras. It is just perfect. The only thing that I would change about this entire planner is literally the only thing, and it's something that I would be willing to even pay a little bit more money for, is the paper quality. I love this, but I'm highlighting a lot right now. I'm trying to highlight as I do stuff, and I wouldn't say that it bleeds through the other side. Like, it doesn't bleed, but you can see it ever so slightly. So if you are a pencil writer in your planner, this is gonna be perfect for you. Even if you use pens, this is gonna be good. If you're a person that likes to do a lot of markers, pens, really like heavy ink, this probably isn't going to be a great planner just because it might bleed through ever so slightly, and if it doesn't, it's going to show on the other side. But like I said, regular pens and paper, you're gonna be fine. So like I said, this is like 13 bucks right now, free shipping on the Eccolo website. I'll drop some links below, and there's a couple different places that you can get it, but it's just been so helpful. I really like the back too because I wrote some goals down at the beginning of the year. I was convinced I was not doing New Year's resolutions, and I still would say that I'm not doing New Year's resolutions. I decided to break my year into thirds. So January through April, May through August, and then September through December. That's like the best time of year. So I wrote down a bunch of goals for the first third of the year. Quarterly felt too frequent to me. Like, I don't want to be writing and tracking and setting goals that often. So there's definitely space in the back for this, but it's just a perfect day-to-day planner for you to do really anything that you need. So there you have it, my favorite, very cheap planner. I originally was introduced to this brand and this specific planner in in 2018, I think it was, at TJ Maxx. This was on sale for $6, and I have been obsessed with it ever since. I should go dig it up because I still have it. It's like a little puffier. The cover was a little puffier, so it's thinner now, but the layout, I was like, that's amazing. And I used it for the entire year, or at least most of the year, I think. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. I could just talk about planners forever, but I'm so excited to be back. I'm gonna drop some links below, so I would check them out if that's where you wanna get it. If you do wind up getting one of the planners, let me know in the comments, and I'm just so thrilled to be back and talk about paper. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.